Salvete Spectatores, it's Masopust, back in Total War Attila, and I wanted to bring you some Germanic action between the Franks and the Vandals. Same numbers here, at least same unit size. We have 17 units each, and my opponent, I see, has upgraded his Germanic noble horse, however they are called, noble Germanic horsemen, and that's, I didn't know that before, but the map is kind of strange because it always results in a standoff with every army hiding in the supposed forest here, and the one that wants to assault finds itself in a disadvantage, in a serious disadvantage, because, well, archers from here have super strong cover and can just decimate the assault, and chargers won't be as effective into the forest. You can't see the enemy units, and even here in this scrub and here in the woods, the enemy cav is protected by your charges, because it's a minus 30% speed penalty. Here's some sweet Germanic horsemen. Let's count the armies real quick. I have Germanic horsemen, noble Germanic horsemen and noble Alani cav, one on each flank. Just wanted to try out who they perform individually. There are, all three of them are heavy melee cav and they cost quite the same. The Germanic's a little bit cheaper. My general is a Vandal warlord. It's only a medium melee cav, but it's rather quick. No, it's not quick, 75. They're, I don't know. They're not too strong, I see. Maybe I wanna pick another one, but I think cav as a general unit is better than infantry in this game. I have 3 Germanic bows. They are the cheapest ones. They cost 180, 190, something like that. And they're just here for setting the wood on fire, the forest, and maybe decimating the enemy cav or morale. I have 3 Suebi noble swords. They cost 900, are a very strong infantry unit, and they are my second line. I have 4 noble Germanic swords with 1 upgrade. They are my first line, and soak up the enemy missiles and charges if there are strong infantry with charges. I think that's sometimes a good idea to have 2 infantry lines, something like the Romans did with 3. And now we chat a little bit around who wants to attack first, and I kinda grow impatient because I want to play a little bit more, and I thought I could smoke the opponent to death and force him out of the forest if I set it on fire, but it's not very effective. If you shoot 1 volley of fire arrows, the tree seems to burn, but then it stops, as you will see here. Look at this, it's burning. Now I thought it will just crumble and change targets. And my archers get killed by his Germanic archers. They are stronger units than mine. They're also firing with fire arrows, which is a mistake on his part. But I cannot seem to completely burn down the enemy forest here. So that's a problem. But the graphics are sweet indeed, and I only play on medium graphic settings, so I can't even imagine how it looks on, like, maximum quality. I see my archers are gone. It didn't kill the enemy in the forest. I thought maybe infantry would die because of some smoke. I don't know. But the good thing is he's wasting a lot of ammo on those super cheap Germanic bows. So that's a mistake on his part too. I line up my cav and I make myself ready for an infantry charge. At this point I don't have any choice because he can just shoot me to death. Well, probably. And I just don't like it that I can see the ammo on the opponent. Sure, I don't look at it very often, but if you want to know, especially on like Hunnic bows who have 30 ammunition, the general of the Huns, the mounted general, where Attila is in, and they can be a serious threat, and I know those have 12 ammo, and I even can see that they are at 9 ammo now, so that's very noob friendly, I should say. Another problem I encountered is for example, in this position, I would have to assault and run all the way up to my opponent's lines. That means that my infantry is at least active, if not winded, from this charge alone. So the attacker is always at the disadvantage, I think, because of the ground he has to cover. They're running, they're active already, and they will be tired, winded when they reach the opponent. But I have no choice. If I walk, I just get more arrows in my front. I decide to charge the enemy cav, who is just barely gets a counter charge, so that's unfortunate. And he's committing friendly fire. He's killing maybe more of his own cav than mine. But I have the numbers superiority in this flank, so I feel confident. And I also want to engage on this cav flank. The noble Germanic horsemen are superior because they have 4 upgrades on them. Here I get a sweet back charge from cav, which is not super effective with melee cav. As you can see, some issues here. They just stop the cav and don't pull through. Those Royal Anstrutiones are a real threat to me, and he commits them to the flank, which is good, I should say. And my noble Germanic swordsmen are capable of dealing the business to those spears. Putting spears in the front line against infantry is not a great idea. So I can keep my noble Suabies in the reserve, which is powerful in the late game. Here I have to watch out noble Germanic horsemen incoming from the flank, but they are reduced in their speed because they're running through the scrub here, which counts as a speed reduction. And he gets here a back charge as well. I'm ganging up on those noble Germanic horsemen.
Black tidings. Our general is dead.
Yeah, well, this was micromanagement error of man. I just ran my cav around here and got shot to death by enemy Germanic archers. That was too bad. And as you can see now, some of my cav is wavering just due to the fact my general died. They have nearly full men in their unit left. But on the center, my enemy's spears broke, which was time, and now the archers are not defended any longer, and I just push through and attack the archers just to force him away. I support the cav fight on the flanks, which is turning into my enemy's favor. Opponent, I should say, not enemy. It's not my enemy. I support him with the Royal Suabi swords, who are also decent against cavalry in prolonged engagements, except Tagmata, I believe. My opponent's general is still alive in a Frankish general unit with nearly full strength, so that's bad for me. But I feel confident at this point in general, because my opponent's left flank is crumbling, and he just has no infantry left, because he committed on the flanks with his strong infantry, and they wasted themselves against the swords. My horse swords, melee swords I should say. And in the center there's nothing left. My opponent has 1 Royal Anstrutiones, but he faces off against 3 of my heavy infantry, 2 of them elite. On this flank it's kind of stalemate, it's grinding out slowly. My opponent holds the morale advantage, but I have numbers at this point. The archers would be a strong factor if they had ammo left, but without ammunition they just can't do anything except running away. My opponent could have stolen the victory from me at this point if he just ran, but he was polite, thank him for that, and didn't. Wow, I love the Suabi swordsmen and their skins. They have super sweet looking shields. Let's have a closer look here. Well, the Anstrutiones also look great. Yeah, shut up. But the mixture of those scale and plate armor against the red of the shields is just beautiful. Some sweet combat animations here. Well, and at this point my opponent says GG, he's right, he has nothing left. Although those Royal Anstrutiones grind it out. Wow, it takes a long time to put them down. And I see 1 noble Germanic horseman charging. It's an exhausted charge, as you can see, there is no speed behind it. And it won't kill too much. But as you can see, it still a charge from a very depleted horse unit like these knocks down a lot of my Suebi swordsmen and it causes significant damage. I need to catch the enemy general to master out those archers, and unfortunately I have one noble Germanic horseman unit left, so it should be possible to catch him and follow up with infantry. My opponent's Oh, sweet. They all rout by themselves, without the enemy general dead. And, well, they return soon. I like the mechanic, I have to say, that units rout more easily and come back more easily. So there's more micromanagement involved, definitely. And it resembles wars a little bit more historically. Frankish general against Germanic horse. Because in reality, rabble like these didn't fight till the last man. They routed just right off the bat if they felt something was wrong in the army. And at this point I won the battle. Good game to my opponent. It calls it a Pyrrhic victory, but I should say it was a heroic victory again because I charged into the forest. And my opponent even held numbers superiority. But he just had too little infantry. He only had one elite line of infantry, supported by some spears. He should have some cheaper infantry in his ranks and ditched some of the bows, maybe. I still don't know if upgrades are worth it. They are very cheap, they only cost 15. And they don't get increased, they don't increase in their cost, so a gold upgrade is the same as a bronze upgrade. And I'm experimenting with that. I will try it out. Maybe it costs 1 or 2 units if you upgrade your whole army. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see in the future. Thanks for watching, see you soon.